and welcome back to Women's Football Talk, the YouTube channel that brings you all the latest news and stories from around the world of women's football. Now, apologies for no video over the last 2 weeks, however I have had COVID myself, so I've taken some time off, but we will be all back to normal this weekend as we look ahead to a action-packed weekend of football up and down Europe. Before we get into the European action this weekend, it is actually time to reminisce on the international break that we have just had, which was a very interesting international break. We obviously had a lot of teams doing like 4 or 5 team tournaments, which was very interesting to see. We obviously had the Arnold Clark Cup here in England, we had the She Believes Cup, there was the Pintar Cup, the Tourneo de France as well, so it was a very good international break to see. Arnold Clark Cup winners, obviously England, beating the likes of Germany, Spain and Canada to the trophy, so congratulations to Serena Wiegmann's side there. France won the Tourneo de France, which obviously is a very big tournament for them to win. She Believes Cup was won obviously by the USA. Stand-up performer in that was definitely Caterina Macario of Lyon, a very, very talented player. The Algarve Cup as well, that was won by Sweden, so that was again a very big win for them, who now I believe are one of the most successful teams there. And the Pintar Cup is a team that was won by, I think it was, Belgium. They won the other day on penalties, beating Russia 7-6. Overall very good international break, and it was good to see all the players in and around international action. As we now get back to the action packed of the weekend, we have FA Cup action here in England, we have league action all around Europe apart from Spain, who are still on a bit of a break, but they'll be back in action in midweek as they have Copa del Rey fixtures. So we'll start off here in England, as it is the FA Cup weekend. Games to pay attention to this weekend: we have Chelsea versus Leicester City. Obviously it should be a comfortable win for Emma Hayes' side, as they are amongst one of the top teams in the WSL, and obviously Leicester, despite a resurgence under Lydia Bedford, are still struggling at the lower ends of the table. Then we have Liverpool versus Arsenal, Charlton versus Everton, Durham versus Birmingham City, West Brom versus Coventry United, Reading versus West Ham. We have the Manchester derby to look forward to between Man United and Man City. Obviously, previously, just before the international break, it was Manchester United versus Manchester City, where Caroline Weir scored that spectacular goal again, and the final game is Ipswich versus Southampton. So some very good games to look forward to this weekend in the FA Cup. Elsewhere, we only have the one game over in Germany this weekend, as it's a rescheduled one between SC Sand and VfL Wolfsburg. We have 2 games to look forward to over in the Netherlands, between Heerenveen and FC Twente on Sunday morning, and then PSV versus Ajax on Monday evening. Over in Italy, we have a full scheduled list of games to look forward to this weekend. 3 of them tomorrow, and then 3 of them on Sunday. We have Fiorentina, Lazio, Sassuolo versus AC Milan, and Napoli, Hellas Verona on Saturday. And then Sunday sees Empoli play Juventus, Pomigliano versus Sampdoria, and Roma versus Inter Milan. Now, Roma-Inter Milan should be a very good game. It's 2nd versus 5th in the league, so definitely one to watch. And obviously Sassuolo versus AC Milan, 3rd versus 4th, fighting for the European spots there. We have games over in France as well. They are taking place on Saturday and Sunday. So we have Guingamp versus Paris FC, Bordeaux versus Saint-Etienne, Issy FF versus Soyo Charente, and Montpellier versus Dijon on Saturday. And then PSG and Lyon play on Sunday. PSG play Fleury 91 and Stade Rennes play host to Lyon respectively. Obviously Lyon have the lead at the top of the Ligue 1 Feminine. So good weekend's worth of fixtures to look forward to up and down across Europe, so definitely worth keeping an eye out on for. And obviously other big news that came out this past week from the US, apart from the fact that they won the She Believes Cup, is that they have announced on, I think it was Monday or Tuesday this week, that players from both the men and women's team will now be paid equally. Obviously, this has been a long-term battle between the two sides for the CBA, that they wanted the women's team to have equal pay as the US men's team. The fact that they have obviously been a lot more successful than the men's team, so it's definitely a battle that was worth winning, and congratulations to the US women's team that have managed to agree this collective bargaining agreement. And the only bit of injury news we have in England ahead of this weekend's fixtures, because managers haven't had their full press conferences yet, is obviously Steph Houghton is still out and will be out for a period of time for Manchester City after undergoing surgery on an Achilles injury. So there's no timeline for Steph's return yet, but it's obviously sad news because she's obviously recovered from her injury at the start of the season, and it's bad news for Gareth Taylor's side. So, right, that is all we have time for this week. We'll be back at the start of next week to wrap up all the weekend's action, whether it be the FA Cup over here or the European action. Obviously, we can't talk about the Ajax game in the Netherlands because that will be on Monday evening after this video, after next week's video is out. But any other talking points, managerial news, potential transfer news, it's very unlikely that comes out, we will have it here first on Women's Football Talk. So make sure you like and subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video, and follow us on Twitter at WF Talks is our new Twitter handle, so you never miss out on anything important happening in the world of women's football. And until next time, we'll see you soon.